To Montgomery as we've just about completed halftime. And Lynn, time to go over those halftime statistics.
And time is what we look at right here. Time of possession, 18:35 for the Blue. They're moving the ball very well. Look at the balance here between the run and the pass. Doing an excellent job here. In the first touchdown, let's take a look at the first half. The Blue finally getting in position. And the ball is handed off. Good charge by, again, the offensive line, but it's Eric Gallen who takes on the defender and just drives him into the end zone.
Well, you know, Lynn, just by the fact that he came back from that ACL injury, his determination and his drive, and he showed it there. And then here's the touchdown pass from Trent Green to Slaychek.
Number 2, Mark Slaychek from Bowling Green, gets the pass from the Indiana quarterback, easily into the end zone. Big target, big catch.
Slaychek with good size, 6'3", 215, and there's Trent Green right there, the quarterback from Indiana. And Lynn, you were saying earlier, if the game got out of hand a little bit later, we just get back to Lamar Sally and let him take over. Huh? There's Crysdale, who's stretching out, the center from Cincinnati. Interesting story. He's from Canada and has already been drafted by the BC Lions.
That's right.
And so he's got a couple of options for his professional football career.
I'll tell you, he's got some strong arms. Playing center, he uses them very well. Excellent technique.
6'4", 281, Jamie Crysdale from the
Bearcat.
University of Cincinnati. And speaking of Sally, there's Lamar.
He's stretching out, getting ready for the second half. In the first half, the wind was blowing pretty good. It seemed to die down just a bit at halftime, Roger.
See, it's not blowing at all right now. It was coming out of the southeast. And just a little bit up top.
An SEC wind.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, the Brooks brothers, Horace and Anthony.
They're back there again.
And Jeff Jackie to kick it off. As we're set to go. They're the Brooks brothers.
Very conservatively dressed.
Very conservative store.
A two-piece ensemble, nylon and some stretch material.
White on white. And that's Anthony Brooks. And he gets to the 27-yard line.
19 yards.
And the Gray will try to get something going as they bring John Kaleo out of the University of Maryland. Junior college transfer a couple of years ago from Montgomery County. Was the Junior College Player of the Year in 1990. And, you know, you hear more of the JCs from out west as Coach Mark Duffner. That's the only junior college that plays football in the state of Maryland. So that's quite an honor. Duffner said he would just like to load these guys up in a bus and take them back up to Maryland. He's had such a good time coaching them, and a good stick right there across the 33-yard line. That was the big man, Roosevelt Potts.
Now watch him. He's 6'0", 253, and watch how shifty he is coming through the line. You know, good move, good footwork, cutting to the inside. When you find a guy who's 253, runs a 4.5 and a 40-yard dash, and is that agile, you've got the makings of a solid football player.
Rushed for over 3,000 yards in Northeast Louisiana, and his running mate, Greg Robinson, was here but suffered an injury. And those two guys were two of the most prolific runners on any one team in the country last year.
So you get up, looks like they're pretty close to the first down. I'd like to remind everyone, because this is an all-star game, there are some rule changes, with the North being up by a score of 14-0. Should the Gray team go down the field, excuse the Blue team being up 14-0, should the Gray team go down the field and get a field goal, and the score is 14-3, with an 11-point edge by the Blue, that means the Blue would still have to kick off to the Gray.
Exactly. I think it's a good rule. Potts up the middle on first down, and folks, did you know, and we're always looking for answers to questions here at ABC. There are 6 former Maryland quarterbacks currently in the NFL. Can you name them?
Think about it for a moment, and we'll give you one. Neil O'Donnell, which Pittsburgh desperately needs.
Dan Gelbaugh, Frank Reich, the backup, Boomer Esiason, and Mike Tice, who now plays tight end for the Buffalo Bills.
That's quite the transition.
So will this young man, John Kaleo, 5'10".
I don't think he'll be a tight end.
No. Throws it down the near side, intended for Ryan's interception, but a flag is down. The pick by Blaine Bishop from Ball State.
it was identical up to a certain point of what he did in the first half, where he cut off a receiver, didn't allow him to get to the football. But as we take a look at this, you know, as we take a look at Ryan's number 85 moving down the field, what's going to make this one different is that Blaine Bishop is going to trip him up a little bit while the ball's in the air. You see him pushing there a little bit. Ball's in the air, he trips him up. Pass interference.
Interesting story with Blaine Bishop. Started his college career at a little school, St. Joseph's in Rensselaer, Indiana. Talked his mom into paying for him to go to Ball State. He walked on there, and she said, "You've got 1 year to make it." And he made it.
He made it.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a little pressure will do for you.
Let's go, Ron!
So that'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line of the Blue. Now a little mix-up there. Kaleo will take it outside. Now the shovel pass. The intended receiver, Marcus Pope. And I'll tell you, that was offense by accident right there. That's one of those things you kind of drew up when you were a kid.
It's called improvisational football here. It does look like it's a little bit of a mix-up. He just kind of pushes it out there. Marcus Pope, number 81, had a chance, but
Larry, get back in there next play. Get back in there next play and move. Let's move Anthony out here for Ronnie.
For Ross?
Yeah, tell Anthony go in for Ronnie.
One of the Brooks guys.
yeah,
it's one of the Brooks guys. 2nd down and 10, and Potts stuck behind the line of scrimmage.
Rick Dolly, number 94.
Yeah.
From West Virginia, the man who came in there low. He make a big stop.
State heavyweight wrestling champion out of New Creek, West Virginia in high school. Rick Dolly. Third down. And let's call it a long 9 at the 41-yard line. Kaleo's got a man open. And over on the far side, Anthony Brooks. Look at this move. Brooks inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Anthony Brooks, 4.3 speed from East Texas State and 23 yards on the pickup.
Take a look at number Anthony Brooks out of East Texas State, that 4.3 speed. He's got a 6-yard cushion on Greg Lewis. He stops short, comes in, good balance, almost slips there. But here's a good tough move, staying in bounds, not allowing himself to be thrown down until later, as he's thrown down by Dave Roberts, number 30.
So the Gray looking to punch one in here, 1st and 10. And the option. Oh, the Rooski. Touchdown, Jason Youngblood. 18 yards on the Rooski. Well, Mark Duffner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, let me tell you the story behind that fumble, Rooski, guys. When Mark Duffner was flying in here for this game, he happened to be on the same flight as Youngblood. They got to talking. He says, I really like the kid. We've used this fumble, Rooski, before at Maryland. I decided to bring it down here, but I didn't know who I was going to have carry the ball. He said, the conversation on the plane gave me the indication I was going to give it to him. So now Youngblood's got himself a touchdown, thanks to making the flight.
But, Jack, go over and talk. Duffner said he was going to tell us when he was going to run that now. You know.
Well, hey, they're down by 14 points. You know, they don't want to tell everything.
Well, the reason why we were talking about this is because by rules, the coaches have to alert the official that that guard is going to carry the football. And the officials have to tell each other. Yeah. So they somehow communicated it, and the Gray gets a big touchdown. Jason Youngblood, 6'3", 290, scores.
Road noise has to go through a lot to get into the cabin of the Lexus ES 300. That's why it rarely makes the trip.
Here they come, sport fans. Two slamming and jamming, rocking and rolling. Incredible new sports music videos. NFL rocks and NBA superstars, too. They're both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The best way to get inside the action for over 20 million readers. Call this toll-free number now and get the best of both worlds. To the beat of some of rock's top artists. You'll get superstars and super sounds, one right after another. And get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. SI and the 2 free videos make great gifts. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Get your 2 free videos and enjoy the excitement of sports every week in Sports Illustrated.
He's back. The NFC West champion Niners have announced the return to action of Joe Montana. They'll meet Detroit live on the Monday Night Football season finale.
Yeah, welcome back here to Montgomery. 14-7 as the Gray gets the score on the Jason Youngblood Ruski touchdown run. Pelfrey with the point after, and the young man from Kentucky who's already graduated and is in dental school as we speak, could only go to practice a couple of days a week. Good athlete, ran a 4.5 40 at Kentucky for Bill Curry. He's a baseball player there, and he'll do the kickoff. But man, you like to have a kicker that's a good athlete, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if he saves one touchdown,
yeah,
that's important.
Blaine Bishop and Dwayne Owens back deep for the Gray team. And that's going to be Dwayne Owens. Oh, and he is stuck at the 16. Burleson, 89, was the man down there to make the tackle. There's Jason Burleson, was a quarterback coming out of high school at the Decathlete. Terrific athlete, tight end at Texas. And believe me, these pro scouts are looking hard at guys that can play on special teams.
Well, most of these players haven't played a lot on special teams. So it's their first time, and many of them are doing a good job adjusting.
Mike Compton, the center for West Virginia, number 52, has never played on special teams, and his goal in this game was to make a tackle after snapping on a punt. As Alex Van Pelt, with plenty of time, finally throws it. The intended receiver, Darren Stolman, and let's go to Jackaroo.
And Roger, I'm with Jason Youngblood, and the one thing he said after he scored his first touchdown in his career is, I wish I could tell my mom. Well, Jason, Merry Christmas. Your mom's on the phone, Dorothy Youngblood.
Hey, Mom. Hey, you checked that out? That was sweet, wasn't it? You like that, I know. Yeah, that was...
What's she telling you?
Hey, that was for y'all back at the house. I told you that was for y'all. Yeah. Hey, I'm working hard.
Yeah, he's working hard.
You know.
He's working hard.
I just want to say I love y'all. Merry Christmas. All right.
What did she say?
Shit, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. About as much shock as I was.
Merry Christmas to both of you.
All right, thanks. Merry Christmas to you too.
Okay.
I love pulling for old linemen.
Oh, you better believe it, man. First career touchdown. Way to go, Jason. 3rd down and 7 now for the Blue. Van Pelt's the quarterback. Kenyon Rashid, the lone setback. Comes near side, and he's got his receiver, Darren Stolman. And that's enough for the first down up to the 29-yard line. Stolman from Nebraska Wesleyan, from Weeping Water, Nebraska, about an hour outside of Lincoln. That's where Nebraska Wesleyan's located. Started his college career at Kearney State as a track man and decided he wanted to play some football. And 159 catches for over 2,200 yards and 25 touchdowns for the Plainsmen of Nebraska Wesleyan.
I'm waiting for him to use that hurdling talent of his and step over a couple of people.
He's got 3 receptions for 24 yards. 1st and 10 from the 30. And up the middle, good-looking run right there. Dwayne Owens from Oregon State to the 44-yard line. 14 yards on a pickup. Greg Grandison made the tackle. And Owens, Lynn, was a kid that came out of junior college, walked on at Oregon State, and then they made a coaching change, and he redshirted for a year and really didn't get that much action.
Didn't get that much action, but right here he's getting a chance. Look at the great blocking up front. That's Mike Compton, number 52 at center, who was making a good block sealing down the inside, as Owens was able to take advantage of it. Look at number 52, Compton, right there. Compton is from West Virginia. Look at him making the contact. He continues to drive and he moves forward.
That was MacGyver he stood up.
Yeah.
Huh? That's a battle, right?
350 plus pounds.
Compton 6'6" and 294, and they say he's the real deal. He could be a very high draft pick. Graded out nearly 90% this past year on his blocking, which is terrific for an offensive lineman. And he's going up against Everett MacGyver, who checks in at, well, they list him at 341, but he's another one of those guys where the scale didn't go far enough.
And you saw there where Compton got underneath him, got the good position. As soon as the running back was through, he was off of him, looking downfield for another blocker.
Had a timeout down on the field. We've got 11:33. Now the clock is running. And they're working to reset the clock as we speak. One of the things, you know, there are...
Joe Sullivan is running the clock, and maybe he forgot to do it. Well, that happens to be the same name as our spot man.
Spike Dykes, head coach at Texas Tech. What'd he say? There's the spot man right there. Put the spot on it. There's a Big E right here.
And what a bowler the Big E is, huh?
We're gonna get a translator for Spike Dykes down there.
We'll have to get a chew replacement.
Well, that's a little chew between his cheek and his gun. 1st and 10 from the 44. Eric Gallen across midfield, and Gallen with a good pickup of 8 yards to the 47-yard line. Lynn, one of the things I was going to mention, there are some other college all-star games in the postseason. So the pro scouts will have a chance to look at the players there, but they really won't be able to see any players close up then after that until the scouting combine in February, because they can't get tapes under this new ruling. They have to go to the school to view tapes. They can't, the tapes cannot be sent from the colleges to the pro teams.
And some of these players who may not have been invited to the workout for the combine will be after this week. And NFL Films is here, and they're filming this entire game. Right. And a cassette of this entire game, taping this game, will be sent to all 28 NFL teams and the combine for them to evaluate and look at all these players.
But we should add that some college coaches told the NFL, hey, look it, you can come to our place anytime you want. Spike Dykes says, we made the rule, then they started breaking it right after they made it. So it's all up to
a lot of the coaches went back and said, well, you know, after they agreed when they were all together, some of them kind of gave in a little bit during the course of the season.
2nd and 1 for the Blue as Kenyon Rashid, hard drive. Rashid down to the 42-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Blue. And tomorrow on ABC Sports, get ready for some golf, because 1992 leading money winner Fred Couples, Jack Nicklaus, Hall of Famer Nancy Lopez. They lead 3 all-star teams from the LPGA, the PGA, and the Senior PGA Tours. It's the Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4, 3 Central, right here on ABC Sports.
Roger, in this game we talked about players switching position. Number 54, Jamie Crysdale, is in the ball game, but not at center. He's playing at guard.
1st and 10, 43-yard line. That's number 24, Dwayne Owens, making a move to the outside. You remember his uncle, James Owens, former standout at UCLA?
I remember a little bit. Look at Crysdale, number 54, coming off the ball. Good block there, driving his man back into that secondary. Solid player.
Very durable. Started last 36 games for Cincinnati. Played in 559 consecutive plays for the Bearcats. 2nd and 3 from the 36-yard line. Eric Gallen trying to get it to the outside. And not to be, because the play was made right there by 51, Dean Wells. 6'2" and 235. The outside backer from Kentucky, 71 tackles and 10 sacks this past year.
Now take a look at Dean Wells on the tight end right here, all right? And watch him. They're going to go after each other. He stands him up, plays the tight end really good, doesn't go down, his head's up, plays off the block. He's ready to go inside, throws away that tight end, and then makes a block. A great technique, good head on him, fending off the blocker. That's the kind of technique, again, a pro coach looks at and says, we don't have to teach him this, he already knows it.
4'5", 40-man, 385 bench press, 36-inch vertical leap. Dwayne Owens up the middle, hard running, as Owens gets to the 31-yard line. Played in the...
Was that a description of an athlete or a stand-in for Conan?
Hey, there are some, as they say in the profession, some athletes in this game. Well, you know, I was talking to Sean Jones, and he was telling me about a questionnaire the NFL gave him, 485 questions to fill out. Not only do they time them, they check their strength, but they're checking their mind, too.
Yeah, I think they're going for the psychological profile a little bit on some of these players.
Sean's brother's a cornerback at the University of Georgia, and we'll see him at the Citrus Bowl. 1st and 10 from the 32, Eric Gallen. So Eric Gallen from Kansas State University. His coach, Bill Snyder, here is a defensive coach for the blue team. And as I mentioned, each of the coaches, the offensive and defensive coordinators, this is kind of interesting because they bring a coach who's an offensive coach and then a coach that's a defensive coach, and each of them bring a coach with them. Jim Wacker brought Chris Forster from Minnesota. Bill Snyder brought Bob Stoops from Kansas State. Mark Duffner brought Dan DeRazio from Maryland, and Spike Dykes brought Rudy Maskew from Texas Tech. Matter of fact, Snyder had to flip a coin because he's got 2 defensive coordinators, and they wouldn't let him bring them both, so he flipped a coin and Stoops won. 2nd and 4 from the 26-yard line. Dwayne Owens again. Lynn, interesting here, they've gone away from the pass and they found the running game, and they're working on that.
Well, they've been able to possess the ball pretty good for the Blue and move the ball down the field. I think they feel that they can continue to do this. They can protect their lead and maybe add a little bit more to it.
Go, Nate.
Okay.
Hey.
We'll find out shortly what that means.
What's play action pass?
Two back.
3rd down and 3. And they give it to Gallen. And Gallen's got the first down. Out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Greg Grandison was the man that knocked him out, and Joey Mickey gave him the good block, the tight end, number 88, at 6'5" and 276. And if he doesn't have good hands, Lynn, they could always make him a tackle.
Oh, absolutely. You take a look at him. This is Joey Mickey. He's right here on the outside. And you watch him. He goes out there, Oklahoma, outstanding blocker. Boom, right there. Look at that wall he puts there. He just builds a wall right to the man. He can't make the pursuit here. That's a great block. That's as good as knocking the man off his feet.
Absolutely. 12th play of this drive coming up now for the Blue. They lead at 14-7, 6:09 to go.
Got to tell you something else about Joey Mickey after this play.
Pitch back to Dwayne Owens. They try the right side again. The block given there right now by Jamie Crysdale, 54, who was leading the way. And as Lynn mentioned, he can play center, he can play guard. What did you have here?
Well, remember we did the Oklahoma game versus USC, right, and they've gone to the passing more than to the run. Now, Mickey has been there, Joey Mickey, as a tight end, learning to block the whole time. They didn't have a real full-time receivers coach until this last year, and they always had a graduate assistant. Here's a guy, if he gets with a receiver coach and they just work on his hands, he might become a pretty good pass catcher. But because 4 years he played without the benefit of a coach, well, he's lacking in that skill.
Jim Wacker told us he just needs to have a couple hundred balls a day thrown at him, and there are the hands of Joey Mickey. He caught just 1 touchdown in the regular season for the Sooners as Kenyon Rashid, they're waiting for him to get off the field. He finally does on 2nd and 8. And right up the middle, hard running there by Ron Jackson of Tulsa. He's a 221-pounder, 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he is a hard runner. Only 474 yards this past year.
This ball was put into his chest pretty hard on the handoff. Listen to this.
Whoa, what a hit right there. I'll tell you, the running backs are dishing out the punishment today, and that was Kerry Brabham from SMU that took the heat. 14th play of this drive. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Kenyon Rashid. Down to the 5. James Atkins from southwestern Louisiana and Greg Grandison from East Carolina.
Gain of 3 yards.
Cut, Grady!
Hey!
James Atkins of southwestern Louisiana making the tackle.
Got to be careful about those hand signals on the sideline, you know. When your guys are looking for a hand signal, any movement you make might tell them something.
Come on, baby.
15th play of the drive. 2nd and goal from the 5. 4-10. And good job. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Mike Caldwell, 49, from Middle Tennessee State, a Blue Raider. And the Blue has consumed almost 8 minutes so far in this drive.
Take a look, real tight shot on the inside, number 49. Right there, Mike Caldwell stuck right in there. Goes up against Crosdale a little bit. Boom. That's quickness, getting to the right spot.
This is a kid now, of course, didn't get a lot of exposure, didn't play in a big school, big conference. Obviously showing you a lot of ability here today. That's his 5th tackle of the afternoon. 3rd and goal from the 5. Van Pelt. Jump ball. Incomplete. The intended receiver was Alan Cross, and Ray Buchanan was back there, but Van Pelt showed you a little bit of imagination that time.
Well, he gave his receiver an opportunity to go up for the ball, but Ray Buchanan, I believe, number 35, when this ball's up in the air, looked like he had a hand on his jersey. You know, he gives a little jump right there. And this receiver goes up big time, Alan Cross. But he can't come down with it.
22-yard field goal attempt by Jeff Jackie. Had 42 field goals in his career at the University of Missouri. 13 of 17 in his career from 20 to 29 yards, and he got that one through. So Jackie gives the Blue a 10-point lead over the Gray with 3:18 to go, 3rd quarter.
No.
And the Blue leads.
Yo, it's Christmas. Don't listen, all you listeners. Think of all the business that's in prison during Christmas. Not trying to bring you down, but trying to put you up on. Laying it on the table so you're able to put your cup on. No.
5. Get it? 5 days? Kelly Tires 5-day blitz. 5 days between Christmas and New Year's. 5 days when your Kelly dealer's going all out with great tires and great values. But this second annual year-end clearance only lasts, you guessed it, 5 days. So if you need new tires, and we know you do, get in on Kelly's 5-day blitz. Check the yellow pages for your nearest participating Kelly dealer or call this number for a good deal on a great tire. Now, how long does this thing last?
A raindrop may reach the 1993 Lexus LS400. Getting inside is another matter. An improved side rail weather stripping channels more water away from open doors and windows. So while you make your journey in comfort, the raindrop makes its in vain. The 1993 LS400. The pursuit continues.
If I want to keep playing baseball, I'm going to have to keep working. There's no off-season anymore. And when I get sore, I take Advil. To last, you stick with what works.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
There's one battery that backs you with free jumpstart service anywhere, for any reason. Die Hard.
Can't believe I left my lights on.
Sears Die Hard. The battery you can count on to give you more power when you need it most.
Welcome back. Blue leads the Gray 17-7 with 3:18 to go. And let's go down to Jack Root.
Well, Roger, his son is number 33. He is now the head coach at Temple University. And, of course, we met them both up close and personal in the ABC way at halftime. Ron Dickerson, Sr., what most impresses you about this game so far?
The Blues offense is marching down the field pretty good. And I think they're executing really well.
How about the move to head coaching ranks at Temple University? You told me before we went on the air here that there's some things you want to try and accomplish there.
Yeah, I think that, first of all, it's exciting. I think the other thing that I really want to try to accomplish is to try to keep the local student athlete that's in and around Philadelphia area home. And I have coaches that are on board, and they're out recruiting, and they're doing a great job. And we're going to get things done at Temple.
Is there too much pressure on head coaches nowadays?
Well, I think so. I think I came from an institution that is really strong at Clemson and a great football school, great institution, and they love their football down there. I don't think it's the same at Temple. I'd love to get it that way, but there is a lot of pressure on head coaches.
Well, we certainly enjoyed meeting you and your family at halftime, and we look forward to success at Temple University. Gentlemen?
Okay, thank you very much. Ron Dickerson, the new head coach at Temple. There's his son, Ron Dickerson Jr., and, of course, senior assistant coach, 7 different schools, paid his dues, did all the right things, and is getting his opportunity.
And he talked interestingly enough about the pressure and the responsibilities of the head coach, and it is a lot of pressure. And you talk about a coach like Paul Hackett trying to turn around the program at Pitt. But I think, as we were told, he's charged with doing a variety of things. And there were some academic things they wanted to accomplish, some other things on their itinerary in addition to winning. And suddenly they didn't win, and Paul Hackett is out. And here comes Johnny Majors, and we were told that he has been given maybe carte blanche to go put together the winning program he wants to put together. So when you give a coach those two contradictories and sometimes responsibility, it's tough for them to make it work. And this is one of the things they're going through all across the country.
That's Roosevelt Potts, and a penalty marker is down as Potts gets it to midfield on a 2nd down and 11. Matt Bamba, number 76, was downfield to make the tackle. Bamba out of Indiana, and the penalty is going to go against the Gray squad.
We'll take a look at what Potts is saying downfield. We'll go from behind him with our low end zone camera. Number 27 out of Northeast Louisiana. You see his strength, the size, the power. Shoulders facing downfield, always looking downfield to run the ball.
Potts, 80 touchdowns and 4,300 yards rushing in his high school career at Rayville, Louisiana, and was caught from behind by Matt Bamba, 76. And there's a good look at Roosevelt Potts. He'll be a good player in a one-back offense. He catches the ball out of the backfield. He does a lot of things. Good blocker as Kaleo finds his receiver, Ryans, inside the 40, down to the 38. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Roger, you talk about Roosevelt Potts. What a difference a year makes for this gentleman. You know what he did yet last year is he took advantage of a new NCAA rule that was called Proposition 47 that allowed underclassmen to request information regarding their market value. And after this play, we'll tell you the rest of the story.
On 1st and 10, Potts goes again, and let's go back to Jack.
Well, as we told you about Potts, what happened is he found out that if he went out early, he would be drafted about, maybe the 7th round or so. He stayed in school instead, and now they're projecting him as a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. The difference, about $100,000 a year.
Maybe.
2nd down and 6, and depending upon how many other all-star games he plays and how he does at the combines, I mean, stock could go up, his stock could go down.
Yeah, but the big question mark, because it's 1993 we're talking about, is this new collective bargaining agreement that the National Football League has negotiated with the Players Union, and they say there's a salary cap for incoming rookies, a total of $2 million per team. So what does that mean when you have 7 guys drafted? You've got $2 million. That includes bonuses and everything. All the details have not come out yet, so it's still a cloudy issue.
3rd down and 2, and Potts gets the football. Brett Wallerstadt, who's been in on a lot of tackles, came up to help out on that one. Wallerstadt, number 42 out of Arizona State University, is 6-footer, 235 pounds, 119 tackles, 22 for losses, and had 22 straight games with double-figure tackles from Manhattan, Kansas, where his brother, Matt, played, and then his brother was a graduate assistant at ASU and at Kansas State.
An all Pac-10 player, hard hitter, big leader of that program.
Which actually finished up under Coach Snyder his first year there. They did a terrific job, beat Arizona at the end of the year. As Potts gets the 1st down as they went for it on 4th and 1.
Well, the Gray says that we're in this ball game to stay. All-star game, you'll take more risks. We've already seen it. And they continue to try and make big plays on 4th down. Only 39 seconds left in this 3rd period.
Lynn, I know the collective bargaining agreement that's sitting there, there's a lot of speculation about it, but just from what you've seen and heard, do you like it or dislike it?
My gut reaction is I don't like it.
Kaleo on 1st and 10, got a man open, touchdown! Horace Brooks from right here in Montgomery, Alabama State.
Yes! That's what we're talking about. Nice score! Yes, sir!
I'll tell you, Mark Duffner does not lack enthusiasm for his ball player. Good play action, plenty of time for Kaleo. Excellent pass right on the mark, and Horace Brooks right in position for the catch.
And the point after by Pelfrey with 16 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Gray has cut it to 3, 17-14.
Imagine for a moment a performance car. One with a 4-cam, 32-valve, 250 horsepower V8. Any names come to mind?
You make me sparkle. You make me tingle. Even the stars are brighter when I'm with you. And when I surrender to a tasty kiss or two.
Martini and Rossi Asti. Make the moment sparkle.
We at Subway believe the key to a good holiday party isn't the music or the mistletoe, it's the food. So while you deck the halls, we're here to decorate the stomach with sandwiches. For instance, if folks just drop by, pick up a sack of subs and have an instant party. Or, if you know they're coming, our party platters feed any number of hungry guests. And finally, for big party fun, our party subs prove we'll go to any length to solve your holiday hunger needs.
For more information on how to have a happy holiday, visit the Subway near you.
Well, tonight is a night for TGIF here on ABC. Spend Christmas night with your family's favorites. Family Matters, Lynn?
Yes.
And the
Good
Earth?
show.
Yeah, Step by Step, Dinosaurs, and Camp Wilder. And Barbara Walters and Hugh Downs host the ABC News Magazine 2020. That's all tonight on ABC.
Steve Urkel's a pretty good basketball player, too.
Is he?
Yeah, I was on the show, played a part, and he and I played a little one-on basketball, and he's a good little player.
You know, and every time I see that show, it's that same. How many times they rerun that show that you were on?
3 times.
3 times. I figured that, right? You get residuals for all.
Absolutely.
The young man, and that was a linebacker for the Blue Squad. Looked like Doug Miller out of South Dakota State, a jackrabbit. There's a look at Doug Miller. Man, it's cold up in South Dakota today.
I bet you it is.
Cold. Let's go to Jackaroo. Jack?
Well, Raj, I'm with the guy that put that one up in the air, John Kaleo. John, a terrific throw, but I understand you had thought about it or tried it earlier.
Yeah, I missed it earlier to Anthony Brooks. He was wide open, and I had a scram when I threw it to Jason, the tight end. And so the next time I had a chance, I wanted it again because we knew it was going to be wide open, and I just hit Horace Brooks on a touchdown. It's just a great catch and a pretty good throw.
Well, Mark Duffner has been really excited about this. Coach, you said you'd be coming back. Time to turn the heat up.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, credit goes to these young men right now. They're working hard, having a lot of fun, but execution is a key right now, and we've done it the last 2 drives. We're going to keep it going.
Good day for a Terps quarterback, too, isn't it?
No question about that. John's really playing well for us, taking his time back there, showing poise, making a lot of the good decisions that we have to have. So these young men have done a great job all week long. We're real proud of John Kaleo and Mike Jamalowicz from Maryland.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
I know Tim Brandt, who's going to do that game in Hawaii, is a big Maryland fan. He's happy his guys are doing well.
End around to the blue. And not much room out there. Not much room out there. Kerry Brabham is able to stuff the play, and the man who was bringing around was John L. Lewis from Minnesota. Just a footnote on Kaleo. He had single-season records in Maryland for pass completion and yards, but Lewis, the little man, at 5'7".
Now, I want to show you something about the speed of football, how it's changed. And watch when he gets a ball, he's going to be trapped over here. And he's going to decide to take some time to try and make a move. But watch. Do you see another blue jersey? 1 white jersey. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 white jerseys get over there before he's able to make any significant gains.
That's what we call defensive pursuit in the coaching profession. We'll return with more after this message and a word from our ABC stations. We're coming up on the 4th quarter here at the Blue-Gray game.
To me, there's nothing better than winning a Super Bowl or a NASCAR race. But to finish strong, you have to start fresh. That's why my car starts with an Interstate battery. Interstate batteries are fresh, thanks to the largest dealer network and a lightning-fast restocking system. So insist on an Interstate battery. For factory fresh power, look for this symbol or call 1-800-CRANK-IT. And start fresh with Interstate.
The Lexus ES 300 features a very advanced suspension system that helps it maintain excellent straight-line stability as speed increases, or even as it decreases.
Christmas night on 2020, we'll tell you stories of love, stories of unsung people, the ones you don't hear enough about. We'll honor them all on 2020 tonight.
NBA action is great fun for everyone, and kids under 12 can see all the action free at Safeway Pepsi Nuggets Youth Nights. Just pick up a coupon at the Pepsi display at your nearest Safeway store. Buy one $8, $10, or $14 adult ticket and get 2 kids tickets free. Be sure to catch Mr. Robinson and the San Antonio Spurs on December 30th for the next Youth Night. Look for coupons at your local Safeway store or call the Nuggets at 893-3865. Safeway Pepsi Youth Nights, brought to you by 9 KUSA and Cool 105.
This Toyota-thon means value. Great. Paseo, a better buy than ever. Tercel 2 with a standard airbag. And Celica still has the biggest option package savings ever.
Right, Squire. Add flexible financing and immediate delivery, and we're on our way to a record.
Let's go to the tote board.
The total is coming. East is out in front. How'd you do it?
Eastern Standard Time. We got a 3-hour head start.
Hey, you're gonna let East win? No way.
Get a winning deal at your Toyota dealer now.
Warm wishes are best when shared. Happy holidays.
Well, Lynn, that 8-minute and 44-second drive for the Blue gives you the big difference in the time, but they only got 3 points out of it, and the Gray 3 minutes, and they got 7 points in that drive.
Yeah, the Grays coming back. They found a way to move the football, and they're doing a good job of stopping the Gray here in this third quarter. I think we're going to have to just keep an eye on them, see what the defense, if they continue to be this aggressive, they're going to get the ball in good field position. And as we go down into the fourth quarter, this is where things get pretty intense.
There's the decals the players trade, and Blaine Bishop there from Ball State. He's got the Sun Devils of Arizona State. That's Colorado State. And there's Tulsa's helmet. He's got, look at that, a Razorback, an Arkansas decal.
Now, my friend Gary Bender, who I did this game with a few times, and Gary knows it. He always hated that because you can never tell which school the kids are from.
Van Pelt on 2nd and 12. Intercepted, picked off by 29, Kerry Brabham. And Brabham from Southern Methodist University had 6 interceptions this past year.
But Van Pelt gets pelted on this particular play. Look at him dropping back. He's got a receiver. He wants to go deep. Now watch right here. Boom, he's hit, and he's not able to follow through with that ball. That's one reason why it hangs up in the air. And then number 29, Kerry Brabham, is a man who's able to come over and get in better position and take it away from John Lewis.
That's the first turnover for the Blue squad today. And here comes the Gray. 17-14. Sean Jones in there at quarterback. He is in a heap of trouble. Is able to get rid of it. And Marcus Pope, the tight end, does he make the catch? Yeah. At the 30-yard line, a gain of 2.
Number 90, Ronnie Dixon, is a man who comes in and puts the pressure. You see him right there at the bottom of the screen. Man's supposed to be blocking on him a little bit. Chuck Bradley goes inside for his assignment. Almost is able to grab Sean Jones. And this is where the mobility of a quarterback really becomes a strong asset as you can step away from that kind of pressure.
Well, and Sean's got 4.5 speed, which helps when you elude those big 290-pounders. Throws a crossing pattern. Got his man, Cuthbert. Out at Duke, he shows you those great hands for a running back. 4th leading all-time receiver for the Blue Devils. 147 career catches.
Oh, yeah. Got a good blocking by number 69. You see him right there in the middle of this picture. Watch him just taking on his man. That's looks like Lamar Sally. No, that's Dixon he was taking on there. Provide the time for Van Pelt to get the ball away. Or excuse me, Sean Jones. I've got my teams mixed up here a little bit, Roger.
1st and 10. Fumble. That's Vaughn Hebron, who has just checked into the game. And not only did Vaughn just check into the game, he just checked into Montgomery day before yesterday because he was a late replacement for the injured player Robinson from Northeast Louisiana State. So Hebron from Virginia Tech, 5'9", 196-pounder who missed half the year for the Hokies with a knee injury. a little bit unfamiliar with what's going on here.
Well, he's wearing that 87. He gets in there, and maybe he spent the first half learning the plays.
Might be. Second down and 15. That's Alex Smith, number 25, and Smith will get maybe to the line of scrimmage. Brett Wallerstedt. He's one of the first players there.
Sean! Be blurred from the backside on this.
Third down and 14. 12:33 to go in this game. Sean Jones. Downfield, got a man wide open, and he overthrows Horace Brooks from Alabama State. Len, let's get back. You said a while ago on this NFL situation, collective bargaining agreement, why don't you like it?
Well, all the details aren't in, but I think it's a case in terms of restricting the rookies, the teams from paying the rookies no more than $2 million. It's telling them that we're going to restrict you just because you're coming out of college. I think it's unfair. If a guy comes up and he's able to negotiate in the free market a bigger contract, he ought to be able to get it. And it doesn't spell out who controls the money, the 67%.
End over end punt by Lawrence, and he gets a good roll and the pickup, and maybe not a very wise decision by Ron Carpenter there, as Carpenter picks it up, but he is stopped at the 10-yard line. 46-yard punt. So Lawrence, who really hadn't shown that well in practice, has really punted well here today. And let's go down to Jackaroo. Jack?
Roger, when we met with the coaches, we asked them if they had any special offensive schemes or defensive schemes and any names to them. And Spike Dykes, as we watched their defense getting much better for the Gray, said he calls his defensive scheme the recess defense. I asked him why. He says, because we play just like you play in recess. Man on man and go up for the ball whenever you can. And we saw that with that interception.
And alongside of him there, Kerrigan Cunningham from Auburn. Look at number 47.
Tough, okay? Especially linebacker on the tight end side. Give him a zero call. You play hard in that outside shoulder of that guard. Don't allow any cutbacks. Hey, open one.
Cunningham's a kid they really said came in and established a leadership role immediately as practice began. He's 6'2", 230 pounds out of Auburn. His dad played pro football for a number of years in the NFL.
He was a leader on the Auburn defense that was pretty good this last season and just kind of picked up where he left off.
And Cunningham's a pre-med major.
This game also forces these young men to maybe learn and play a little different style of football than normally they had been playing in their school. So sometimes they're picking up new techniques, new ideas on how to run the same kinds of play they ran at their school.
Lynn, you've played in All-Star games. Do you see in the fourth quarter maybe some of the substitution stopping and they're going with the guys who've played maybe the best of the first three quarters?
Yeah, the first three quarters, the players come out, the coaches let everybody get in to see who's playing well. The fourth quarter reserved for those guys who have been playing the best. You know, give them the opportunity because they've shown that they're into their game in this particular case.
Well, Trent Green is the quarterback, and Eric Gallen trips over his own man. Jamie Crysdale, the center, was trying to make a block, and Gallen tripped right over him. He did get a couple of yards. As you take a look at the Canadian, he's probably awfully glad he's down here in Alabama today. A little cold up north of the border.
Look at him from behind. You know, he's out there making the move and just gets tossed a little bit.
That's really Gallen's fault. I mean, you know, he's got to.
Well, you got to see it. When your own man gets tossed right in front of you, there's not much you can do about it.
Pickup of 2, though. Second down and 8 from the 14-yard line. Trent Green. The pass to Kenyon Rashid just off his fingertips. A lot of pressure that time coming in by Mike Caldwell, who's shown very well here today. Kerrigan Cunningham was on the coverage of Rashid.
Here's 49, Caldwell. He'll come in from the top of the screen. Again, it looks like he's unblocked. He steps around. Rashid maybe had the option there if he sees a man coming in to step around him and become the safety valve.
Third down and 8. So after that one long drive, the Blues had trouble putting things together here with 11:30 to go.
So the whole momentum has changed in the second half.
Yeah, but 9 of 14 on third down conversions. And Green will come near side, and he has got the sure-handed Mark Slachek out of Bowling Green. Ray Buchanan there on the stop, but he's got enough for a first down. He knew exactly where he had to go, Lynn, to get that first down.
Well, it's just a smart play by the receiver. It's a tough situation. You want to pick up the first down. You know where the markers are. You get a route. You run it about 12 yards, get behind that marker, and whatever you do after you catch it, don't back up.
Second all-time leading receiver in Mid-American Conference history is Slachek, and he's got 3 receptions for 49 yards today and a touchdown.
Roger, once you're established a competitive spirit, it is always hard to get away from it. I mean, you can, no matter what you say you're doing, you're going to do something for fun and relax and enjoy it. Once you get into that crucial situation, you really go back to those feelings. You say you're going to relax. I mean, I've been out of football now for 10 years. The other day, I'm at home chopping firewood with a good friend of mine named David Motley, and we're chopping firewood. Do you know what? I got real competitive. I wanted to chop more firewood than him. I wanted to do it faster, and you have to find an outlet for it. So no matter what happens, it's inundated.
That reminds me of something. That night we were having the pizza, you wanted to eat more pizza than I did. I remember that now. Yeah, that's why you got more slices than I did.
Yeah, but I can never truly catch up to you.
2nd and 7. Trent Green trying to find Slachek, but good coverage that time. The man there was Ray Buchanan. They're calling Buchanan the best defensive player to come out of Louisville since a guy that played linebacker there by the name of Otis Wilson.
Excellent cover man, one-on-one. He's tough. He comes up, hits very well. And you saw on that play, he had terrific position on Slachek, in a position to make a play if the ball had come within reach.
Buchanan had 8 interceptions in 91, 15 career picks.
That's not the matchup you want.
Yeah.
Slachek doesn't have that burning speed.
Trent Green's going to come to the sideline as Jim Wacker wants to talk to his quarterback, and the Blue has taken a timeout with 9:59 left to go, and we'll keep it right here at Crampton Field in Montgomery, Alabama, in this Kelly Tires Blue-Gray Football Classic, the 55th annual, as Trent Green from Indiana has thrown a touchdown today, and Kaleo from Maryland also a touchdown. Temperature here about 45-50 degrees. The wind has calmed down somewhat, so it's been a rather pleasant day. And we hope it's been a terrific day for you so far, wherever you might be. And there's a look at downtown Montgomery, Alabama, the state capital of Alabama, home to Alabama State University, where the young man who caught the touchdown pass a little bit earlier for the Gray team, Horace Brooks, attends school.
And of course, the state legislature is out at the moment, off enjoying their Christmas holiday.
Lynn, the collective bargaining agreement, you've gone on about is
that's the Primus and X.
Well, just to the north of us, there's a cemetery, and Hank Williams, the legendary country western singer, and his wife are buried up upon that hill. And many people, country western fans, it's a shrine for them. They come to Montgomery, take a visit there. Anyway, getting back to that, they have a salary cap in the NBA. Is this sort of thing anything like the NBA salary cap?
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
See, it's a little bit is leaked out, but not all the details. And the details and structure of all these things are going to clear up some of those questions.
3rd down and 7, and the pass thrown to the near side to Darren Stolman, but I guess really an ill-advised pass, because even if he'd have caught it, he'd still been 5 yards short of the first down. So on a 3rd down situation, they didn't get that pass out past the 35-yard line.
And you take a look as this play develops and watch from the inside, number 3, Grady Cavaness right here, comes over. He takes the angle.
I mean, he
almost had a shot at picking it off.
And he had to get to the 35-yard line to get the first down. So
I think what they were hoping is that Grady would not close, or no one would close that quickly, give him a chance to catch a ball underneath and turn upfield.
Now, you see this, Lynn? Kenyon Rashid was late getting out on the special teams, and that's what Jim Wacker said. All you guys, you have one responsibility, to make sure Kenyon gets out there on the punt team when he's supposed to. Snyder's punt and the fair catch by Grady Cavaness at the 35-yard line. So the Gray with some pretty good field position. They trail it by 3, 9:45 to go.
Mr. Hunt, where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring.
they coming out now? Yeah, here they come.
And the winner is Ford Probe GT.
We recently accepted the Motor Trend Car of the Year award. But the real trophy is yours to take home. Ford Probe GT. A lean, carved shape. A button-down cockpit. Pure 24-valve performance. And now, Motor Trend Car of the Year.
A simple office phone. A large custom-tailored telecommunications system. Voice only or voice and data. Digital switching. Satellite communications. Tie lines. Mobile communications. Multiple long-distance hookups. There are many ways to get information from point A to point B. And it's all as simple as GTE.
She doesn't want to go back to work for a while. She likes staying home with the baby.
How old's the baby now?
She's 2 months old tomorrow. I swear she's a genius. Yeah.
No catchy jingles.
Look.
No images of snow-capped mountains.
She got lucky, I guess.
No rock stars.
You want another Heineken?
Yeah.
No sports stars.
You know, I've been getting about
None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
So you like being a dad?
I wouldn't trade it for anything. You gotta try it.
You sound just like my in-laws.
Still wishing for a trip to Hawaii this Christmas? Let ABC Sports take you. Kansas battles BYU in the Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. Next on ABC Sports.
Blue leads the Gray 17-14, and with an aspiring television sports announcer, let's go to Jack Arute.
Well, his name is Kenyon Rashid, and he's already done a lot of television work in Oklahoma, but we understand that you hope someday to replace Lynn Swan.
Oh, yeah. Tell Lynn I'm coming after his job. It's just a matter of time. I got to get this out of the way and stuff. And
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's give you a screen test right now. Here's the play. We're going to let you make the call. Blue-gray, 17-14. It's all yours, Kenyon.
Gray coming out with a one-back set. Big Roosevelt Potts lined up at the one-back. Gray needs to get something going here. 9:46 left in the fourth quarter. Down 17-14 on the sitter. Drops back to pass. Looking. Oh, almost in the sack. Still working on his feet and throws it away.
I don't know, guys. I'll tell you what. I think he can spend Christmas all by himself next year.
I think he wants your job, Roger.
Hey, Jack. Hey, look.
He's got them both. Hey. He's got yours and Roger's. Me and Kenyon going to do the rest of the game. You guys can catch the early flight. See you.
I want to tell you what. He's a Kansas City boy, all right?
Yeah.
He can do it.
He can do it. You guys are going to work with him, huh?
That's right. He can handle it.
All right, Kenyon, that's the last time.
2nd and 10, 36-yard line. Kaleo hands it off to Roosevelt Potts, and hard to bring him down. He gets 4 yards to the 40. Doug Miller, 6'3" and 220 from South Dakota State, number 38, came up to make the tackle.
Hey, Jack Arute, did you find out why he was late getting out there on the football field?
Well, actually, he was out here catching a rest, and I don't think he realized that they had to get out there for the kick. You know, Kenyon dances to the beat of a much different drummer than a lot of us guys.
He's a good guy. He is a good young man.
You saw Doug Miller limp off the field after making that tackle. 3rd down and 6. Kaleo, the tight end Marcus Pope, has it go off his hands. On the coverage back there was Dwayne Gordon, another player from the University of New Hampshire. But Pope had a chance to make the catch and get the first down, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation.
Look at the tail end of this, and we'll see how close he was. His hands going up. Oh, just off his fingertips. That's a tough catch, but he had a shot there.
And David Lawrence will go back to punt it. Lawrence from Vanderbilt had a big day against Tennessee in his last game. He had 9 punts, averaged over 51 yards, including a 71-yarder. And with 8:53 to go, he hits a line drive that Primus takes the 15. Beautiful special teams play down there. Number 21 for the Gray team, that's Adrian Hardy. Young man, a cornerback.
Northwest Louisiana, 4.3 speed and a 40-yard dash. That's why he got down there so quick.
43 yards on the punt. And with 8:45 to go, the Blue leads the Gray 17-14. And we're all looking forward to New Year's Day here on ABC Sports because we'll begin it at 1 o'clock Eastern time with the Florida Citra Bowl, the Georgia Bulldogs and Garrison-Hurst against the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, with Michigan going up against the University of Washington at 4:30. And then in prime time on New Year's night, the USF&G Sugar Bowl, Miami #1 against Alabama #2. Lynn, give me your pick.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be a tough ball game. Excellent defensive ball game, I think. I'm not anticipating it as a high-scoring affair. I'm not going to pick anybody for you, though. Well, I'll be sitting out at the Rose Bowl doing the parade.
Yeah, well, it's got to hurt Alabama to lose Michael Rogers. I mean, a terrific player, but they still have a good defense. I mean, they have so many good players on that defensive unit. And I think what Alabama does best on defense, Miami does best on offense. Miami throws the ball, okay? Alabama defends the pass.
Extremely well. Curry and
well.
Copeland,
yeah,
maybe the two best combinations off the defensive line, putting pressure on you. They don't have to blitz a lot because these guys have always been able to put pressure on the quarterback, so they get, as a consequence, they have more bodies they can put back into coverage. They don't have to take the risk of playing a lot of man-to-man coverage. So they'll try and keep the Miami receivers like Lamar Thomas. Excellent athlete. I saw him play a couple years ago, Roger. This man can fly and he can jump,
Who's
but
the
they'll
lead
keep
back?
him in front.
Block the corner. We got to get 3 and out. Or turnover.
1st and 10, 15-yard line, 8:45 to go, and Kenyon Rashid handles it. We ought to just put a wireless mic on Kenyon and let him, call the play from down below.
Someone passed me a note just a second ago, and you know what they said?
What?
He did that call without the benefit of a spotter, a stats guy, and 4 monitors. Oh, I mean,
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know.
How do you do it? How do you do it? Unbelievable. There's Bill Snyder, the coach at Kansas State. You know, he's done a great job in turning the Kansas State program around, and has had this blue defense performing well against the gray today. As his running back Eric Gallen goes over to the 18-yard line, where Artie Smith. Now we're working up here high above the field at the Crampton Bowl, and we've got what? How many monitors there, Lynn? 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got the spot man, and we got our stat man, and there's Elvin.
Oh, Elvin, you move.
Come on.
Get back in the circle there, Elvin. There you go. There's Joe Sullivan right there.
Lynn, where are you? Lynn, where are you? I can't see you, Lynn.
I'm over in the corner.
Are you really here?
Yeah.
Are you phoning this in?
You guys
are you down? Where are you, Lynn? I can't. Is Lynn really here? Is he watching this on TV in Pittsburgh? 3rd down and 7. Green lets it go, and he's got his receiver. That's Alan Cross, the tight end from Iowa. And he makes the catch.
Green makes a catch after being hit. I mean, he makes a throw after being hit by Artie Smith, number 93, who came in. Take a look at the catch on the sideline. We told you about Alan Cross out of Iowa. Terrific receiver. See right there, the hit by Artie Smith, but Green just stays in the pocket. And then Cross comes over to the sideline, extends his body, controls it. He's got another catch, another grab for the day.
Cross 6'3" and 230 pounds. 55 receptions this past year. Trent Green, the quarterback. That was Big Ten to Big Ten that time. On 1st and 10, Eric Gallen trying to go outside, decides to cut it up and gets maybe a yard. James Atkins from southwestern Louisiana, and Mike Caldwell once again. We've called his name a lot today. Number 49 from Middle Tennessee State. You always love to see these guys, Lynn, from the smaller schools do well.
Oh, absolutely. They've got good programs in the smaller schools. They recruit extraordinarily well, and these players come back and they can play the game. See right there, he wanted to go outside. Boy, number 51, Dean Wells, was outside, forcing it in.
Atkins showed you some good mobility that time. He's 6'6" and 285 as he moved down the line of scrimmage. And with 7:12 to go, 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Green in trouble, and an interesting situation right there as Dean Wells makes the sack of Trent Green, and they know each other very well because Dean Wells sacks Trent Green 5 times in Kentucky's win over Indiana this year, and with that effort was named the Southeastern Conference Defensive Player of the Week. So right back at you again.
I got to show you something on the replay that we're running in the preview monitor. Number 70, Keith Ballard, just decks Everett McIver, number 99. Now watch this play. All right, watch. He's coming across. Boom! Boom! Right there.
Yeah.
You see that big play right there?
Yeah.
He just decleats him. High fives all around, folks. Oh, I'm telling you, Keith Ballard's 298. He just knocked down 350.
3rd down and 17. Those guys didn't care their quarterback got sacked as Gallen has it on the screen. And Gallen gets to the 30. And that'll bring up a punting situation as Mike Jarmolowicz and Kerrigan Cunningham, the linebackers, were over there to stuff that play.
It happens to every football player. Every football player is going to get decked. Every receiver gets covered. Everybody gets hurt in one way or another, gets beat by somebody. But I'm sure Everett McIver, number 99, has not been knocked down like that too often.
I would doubt it. Not at 6'5" and 345.
Oh, man.
Brooks is back deep, and Snyder to punt it with 5:34 to go. So the Gray squad's going to have a good chance here. Snyder sends it down to the 34, and Brooks is stuffed immediately as he leans forward after a couple of hits to get to the 37-yard line. 36 yards on the punt, and with 5:19 to go, the Blue leads the Gray by 3.
5. Get it? 5 days? Kelly Tires 5-day blitz. 5 days between Christmas and New Year's. 5 days when your Kelly dealer's going all out with great tires and great values. But this second annual year-end clearance only lasts, you guessed it, 5 days. So if you need new tires, and we know you do, get in on Kelly's 5-day blitz. Check the yellow pages for your nearest participating Kelly dealer or call this number for a good deal on a great tire. Now, how long does this thing last?
As times changed, so did the Ford full-size pickup. But it was always tough as nails, and boy, could it tow a boat. Today, it's still tough. But now it has more power, more style, more comfort. And boy, can it tow a boat. Times change, trucks change. But Ford Tough never does.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor. He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta. He said it was indigestion, and his kind of indigestion needed strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Also available in tablets and new gel caps.
Well, the Montgomery Zoo was opened in 1972 with just 6 acres, and then in September of '91 it was expanded to 40 acres, and they've added new animals every year: buffalo, chimpanzees, and a jaguar.
Sleep.
And we want to wish a happy birthday to John Liu, our cameraman there, on Christmas Day. Hey, John.
How are you?
And it's his parents' anniversary today too, and also Melinda Beza, her parents' anniversary. A lot of celebrations on this December 25th. And, hope all of you are having a terrific day out there. 17-14, the Blue leads the Gray, and 5:19 to go. John Kaleo, the little shovel pass to Alex Smith, the face mask, yes, and the penalty markers. Wow, all of those officials are working in unison, folks, because those flags came out of the pocket at the exact same time.
It's called the three-corner flag throw. And watch the face mask. Every time you grab it inadvertently like this, you watch the head move and jerk around. Right there. And here come the flags. Where are they? There they are. They're airborne.
I want to say that was Rick Dolly who got a piece of the face mask from West Virginia. So
okay, you can say that.
Okay, I did. 1st and 5. Clock running. Gray trails it by 3. 2 backs there with Cuthbert, and that's Alex Smith, and he is stuck. Might have lost a yard on that play. Good defensive pressure right there by the Blue team. They've played well today. Reggie Barnes from Oklahoma, 6'1", 226. always wants to know why Lynn Swan doesn't pump him up a little bit more when he does an Oklahoma game, especially when they're playing Southern Cal. He says, you're always talking up those Southern Cal guys.
No, he just said, you didn't talk me up. He didn't say anything about Southern Cal. But here's a guy who's played outside linebacker. He's playing inside now. He's had 4 tackles, 2 solos this afternoon. Reggie is playing a great game. So all of his folks watching him, all Big 8 this last 1992.
He's defensive captain for this team. On 2nd and 5, Kaleo, the middle screen to Alex Smith. And Smith gets the first down to the 46-yard line where Ron Carpenter was there to stop him. Carpenter's a guy they've got a lot of questions about, the NFL scouts. They need to take more of a look at him. 6'1", 186, was a walk-on at Miami of Ohio.
He's supposed to be a hard hitter. He's got good range as an athlete. Career-wise, he has 16 intercepts with all MAC conference, Mid-Atlantic Conference, 3 years in a row.
Well, he had 14 interceptions the 2 previous years, had just 2 this last year. But a real fine player, and one of those guys the scouts are going to take a close look at. That ball was thrown behind the intended receiver, Larry Ryans. And the clock stops with 3:45 left.
Now, if Larry Ryans had been able to turn his body around and make that catch, we might have to put him in the circus as a contortionist.
He's a 4-time All-American track man at Clemson. Timeouts left, the blue with 2, the gray with 3. And there are no overtime in this game. I mean, it ends when it ends. So the draw play, Alex Smith decides to take it outside. And I want to tell you what, he got a nice job by Ron Dickerson outside, blocking from his wide receiver spot. And that's going to be very close to a first down.
And Alex Smith will get up slowly. Ron Dickerson, number 33, was outside, just blocking on that cornerback. Hard for a receiver when you can't see that back behind you to know exactly where it is. So what you try and do, you screen them off and react to how that defensive cornerback is trying to move against you. Then what you hope for is a back to read that block and then cut inside or outside. And Alex Smith does just that.
And he did get enough for the first down. As Alex Smith, 11 carries, 57 yards, 1st and 10, 35. And the catch, yes, and Dickerson, after the nice block, comes back with the reception. And let's go to Jack Arute.
Well, there's an advantage if you're also the offensive coach and your quarterback for all year happens to be in the field right now. That's the case with the Gray team. His assistant, Diane DeRazio, and Mark Duffner have literally reverted back to the playbook at the University of Maryland. They're leaving a lot of the calls right now, at least the checkoffs, up to their quarterback, John Kaleo, who's in there, guys.
Heck, I wouldn't be surprised in an all-star game like this if they tell John what to do. He kind of draws it in the ground for his teammates.
1st and 10, 24, they reverse it. Brooks has got it, tiptoeing down the sidelines, but he steps out inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Anthony Brooks from East Texas State.
Running that reverse. John Kaleo is a quarterback. He is not a blocker. We know that for sure. On this reverse, he had a chance to maybe throw a little bit of block, but I don't think he wanted to go low on the big guy coming in.
3:01 left to go here in this Kelly Tires Blue-Gray All-Star Football Classic. 2nd down and 4 from the 18-yard line. And they were trying to set up a screen to Cuthbert. The offensive line a little bit late in getting out in position. And the scoring summary, Eric Gallen, the 3-yard touchdown run for the Blue to get him a 7-0 lead. And then
Mark
Slaychek, yeah, nice.
Comes back with a big catch, getting wide open in the end zone.
Trent Green, then the Fumblerooski.
Oh, it was so pretty, Jason Youngblood.
Jackie, the 22-yard field goal, and then the touchdown pass from Kaleo to Horace Brooks. And that's where we're at, 2:55 to go, 17-14. 3rd down and 4. Going to the corner, touchdown! Larry Ryan.
Yes! Attaboy, Randy!
18 yards on the touchdown pass from Kaleo to Ryans. Let's go to Jack.
Well, I'm running out here on the field. You won't believe it right now with Mark Duffner and the guy that caught the ball. Great catch, man.
Thanks. Hey, Coach.
Come on, boys.
I'm just doing what they let me do. I'm just doing what they let me do.
I'll tell you what, this is a thrill when you're a sideline guy and you can talk to these players. That was just a great route.
Thank you. The route was, I audible off. I didn't know if he had saw me because I was supposed to run a quick slant with the quick out, and he jumped inside the last second. So I just took it up and threw my hand up, and he saw it. He let it go.
And now you're in the lead.
I'm telling you, I hope so anyway. Hey, Mama, what's up?
Pelfrey, the extra point. Gray 21, Blue 17.
We'll take a look. What he's talking about, the defensive man comes inside right there, so he can't run inside because he's blocked. So what he does is then he takes it to the outside, and he's just hoping that the quarterback is watching him. Good quarterback. He keeps his eye on him the whole time. If he hadn't had the eye on him the whole time, he wouldn't have thrown it in that direction. He would have thought his receiver had blown the route. But he takes advantage of it, gets a big play for the touchdown.
Smart play by Ryan, smart play by Kaleo. Those are two guys working in unison. They've done something in practice this week.
You know, if you do this all the time, you get nothing but chaos. But occasionally, it can work very well for you. That's when you build up trust between the quarterback and receiver, when you can make those quick decisions on the field, and they come out positively.
Let's go down to Jack Arute again, Jack.
Well, here's the other part of that great pass combination. John Kaleo, just a terrific pass.
Yeah, it was a great read on Larry Ryan's part. I wanted him to do a slam, but the guy pressed up on him, so he just did a regular fade, and I just gave him a chance to catch it.
Hey, let me ask you something. You don't get a lot of play at the University of Maryland as it applies to the NFL. Do you think you're beginning to show these guys something today?
Yeah, I think I'm showing them a lot of things today that I can play with the best in the country, and I just hope that they see that too.
Who knows? Maybe this is the next Maryland QB to make it in the NFL.
Well, Greg Lewis was a man that was beat. He's had a tough day.
A tough day, he's taking some hits, but you know, that's one of those plays where it's more geometry than anybody's athletic skills. He decided to take away the inside real strong, and in doing so, just gave up the outside.
Pelfrey to kick it off, 2:50 left to go. And Dwayne Owens from the 5. Dwayne Owens has got some room. He's got a wall. Dwayne Owens to the 46-yard line. This is a young man that in 1990 led the nation in kickoff returns. Adrian Hardy makes the tackle.
Watch it from the end zone. He catches it, and you see all the blue jerseys moving to the left. They're setting up the wall. Boom, there's a block right there. He gets him onto the corner. Now he's behind it. Look at all the blue jerseys, all facing inside. It's a picket line, and he touched the ball away. He's finally tackled and brought down. From behind, you'll see it from the player's perspective. He's looking for an alley. He finds it along that picket fence.
1st and 10, 47-yard line. Van Pelt throws it near side. Joey Mickey, the intended receiver from Alex Van Pelt, who, folks, you know, when you talk about college quarterbacks who've thrown for over 10,000 yards, there aren't a whole lot of them. And Alex Van Pelt from Pittsburgh was fortunate enough and durable enough to start 46 games for the University of Pittsburgh, and he is in that illustrious group that's thrown. Look at that. Detmer, Todd Santos, then Alex Van Pelt, third on the all-time Division 1A 10,000-plus yard list. So that's really something.
And keep in mind, Dan Marino
hit from behind. The ball's loose. Number 45, Ray Lee Johnson. Touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Great job, buddy. Woo! Hey, bro. Where's Rayleigh? Rayleigh! You told me that.
Pelfrey to attempt the point after it's blocked. Ball still loose. Finally covered down at the 45-yard line. But Ray Lee Johnson stripped the ball from Van Pelt, picked it up, went 42 yards for the touchdown, and the Gray leads it by 10.
Excellent play. Great job.
You're about to see a side of Ranger you never expected. Now, all that famous Ford Ranger muscle comes in a body no one can resist. Introducing the 93 Ford Ranger.
Ford trucks, the best, never rest.
Ranger is how tough looks today.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm, ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
You make me sparkle. You make me tingle. Even the stars are brighter when I'm with you. And when I surrender to a tasty kiss or two.
Martini and Rossi Asti. Make the moment sparkle.
There's one battery that backs you with free jumpstart service anywhere for any reason. Die Hard.
Can't believe I left my lights on.
Sears Die Hard. The battery you can count on to give you more power when you need it most.
Well, let's see. There's a pair of shoes. There's some green pants. Wait, there's a red suit. Now as we move up, Chris Pfeiffer, our sideline coordinator.
Oh,
nice
Chris,
look, Chris.
Job.
Where's his hat? Well, what a turnaround here by the Gray.
Probably left it with one of his elves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gray behind most of this afternoon, coming back in the second half.
2:23 to go, 27-17. And John L. Lewis will take it. And knocked down on a fine play down there on the special teams. Number 9, Horace Brooks. And let's go to Jack Arute.
Well, Spike Dykes is probably one of the most excitable characters I've ever been around. You were like you're playing in this game.
Oh, Jack, this is what it's all about, boy. I'm telling you. Two. Nickel, two.
What did that mean?
Well, that's too deep, playing too deep.
I tell you what, this recess defense, it looks as if they made it schools out so far.
Jack, they played hard. I'm proud of them. They came back. We're down 14-9 at the half. They came back and hung in there and played pretty good so far. We got to put out the fire right now.
Well, he's a good fireman. He's going to watch it right here now, guys.
Trent, thanks, Jack. Trent Green in there, and the pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. The man, James Atkins, number 91 from southwestern Louisiana, 6'6" and 285.
Yeah, and 6'6" is the reason why he can get in here and block it. And watch his big arms go up in the air as soon as he sees the ball about to be thrown. Right there, he gets up, bats it right down.
He was an all-state basketball player at Woodland High in Amity, Louisiana, averaged 32 points, 15 boards a game.
Now, I'll bet you that Spike would have let Jack Arute call a defense in the first half, but not now.
Not now. Second down, intercepted. Yeah, the interception over there by Willie Williams, number 23 from Western Carolina.
Once again, James Atkins, 6'6", 285, in on the play. Watch the pressure he puts on Trent Green coming around the outside.
Nice job,
Hits him late on that play after the ball is thrown. Then the ball just kind of hangs up in the air, floats. Some reason that ball looks like it slipped out of his hands, Roger.
Willie Williams
just the way it floated across.
Willie Williams from Western Carolina with the pick, and maybe Atkins had a little something to do with that ball slipping out of his hands. He was trying to get rid of it in a hurry. Williams, one of the strongest players, bench presses 375 pounds. And 1st and 10 from the 33, and they'll just run the football right now with the big man Potts. Roosevelt, don't call me Leaks, call me Potts. So it's been a good comeback by this Gray team. Mark Duffner, first time for all of these coaches, with the exception of Jim Wacker, to coach in an all-star game. And Duffner had been at Holy Cross for a number of years.
Get ready to go.
Moved to Maryland last year, so he really looked forward to this game with a lot of anticipation and as a learning experience.
Put him at tailback next play.
Heard him say he's going to put Vaughn in at tailback. That's Vaughn Hebring. 2nd and 2. Cuthbert. As the clock continues to run, Ronnie Dixon on the stop.
Which attests to the point of making sure this game is for the players. As we told you before, number 87, Vaughn Hebron, comes into this game, and he really hasn't had a chance to practice because he replaced a player, and they're going to run an isolation play to him. something I'm sure one of the few plays that he probably feels comfortable with, and at least give him an opportunity to carry that football since he came down here for this game.
Coming up next in the second half of our college football doubleheader, ABC Sports will take you out to Honolulu, Hawaii. It's the Kansas Jayhawks against the BYU Cougars in the Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. That's next. And there's Von Hebron. Man, he saw that big hole. He got so excited he ran out of himself.
Yeah, it was a big hole. He came through.
Doug Miller from South Dakota State, number 38. Came up. Look at Jason Youngblood. He's had his TD. Life is good for Jason Youngblood.
Oh, very good, huh?
The Gray with 324 total yards, 224 coming in the second half. Ten seconds left to go, and that's going to do it in this 55th annual Blue-Gray Classic. Kelly Tires Blue-Gray Classic from Montgomery, Alabama. And the Gray comes up big in the second half and in the final 4 minutes, where they come up with a couple of touchdowns to win it 27-17 over the Blue. So trailing 14-0 at halftime, the Gray comes up and wins it, and we'll be back with more from Montgomery right after this.
Here they come, sport fans. To slamming and jamming, rocking and rolling. Incredible new sports music videos. NFL rocks and NBA superstars, too. They're both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The best way to get inside the action for over 20 million readers. Call this toll-free number now and get the best of both worlds. To the beat of some of rock's top artists. You'll get superstars and super sounds, one right after another. And get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. SI and the 2 free videos make great gifts. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Get your 2 free videos and enjoy the excitement of sports every week in Sports Illustrated.
They're coming out now. Is it? Yeah, here they come.
And the winner is Ford Probe GT.
We recently accepted the Motor Trend Car of the Year award. But the real trophy is yours to take home. Ford Probe GT. A lean, carved shape. A button-down cockpit. Pure 24-valve performance. And now, Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Roger Twybo, Lynn Swan, Jack Arute back with you in Montgomery, Alabama, where the Gray comes up big in the second half, and especially in the final moments as their defense makes some big plays, and they come away with a 27-17 victory over the Blue. And let's go to Jack Arute. Jack.
Well, this is a very enjoyable part. Chuck McCluskey from Kelly Springfield, the maker of Kelly Tires, has the most valuable player awards. And first for the Blue Squad, who won it?
It's Trent Green and the Blue Squad. Trent, tremendous game.
Thank you.
On behalf of Kelly Springfield Tire Company and its independent dealers, we want to offer you the most valuable player award, a $2,000 scholarship in your name to your school.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We had a wonderful week down here. All the guys really enjoyed them.